Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I am playing with that metallic background that we made Sunday for Sunday Night Mixed Media Backgrounds. It is fabulous. I pulled out some product, my photo, now I've got my background, so let's see what I can do. All right guys, so I am super excited for this layout. I thought I had the Rust and Revs paper, but apparently I do not have it in my stash right now. So I did pull out the laser cuts that I have, and I pulled out washi sheets, which I thought they were rub-ons. So the plan I had in mind, thinking that they were rub-ons, didn't come to fruition, but I made it work anyway. So I'm also have this photo play collection. It's called Grease Monkey, and I am doing a little bit of fussy cutting from it. I'm going to cut out one of these banners that you see on the table here with the motorcycle on it, and then I'm going to cut out kind of this shield thing that, you know, says all good things like my husband is a hottie. No, it doesn't say that. I think it says hot stuff. But anyway, I'm going to cut those out and plan on using them. And I do what I normally don't do is I kind of put everything down on top of the background just to see how much area I'm going to be covering up, because honestly, you guys, the background is pretty flipping awesome. It looks wild on camera, but in person, it's pretty flipping cool, you guys. So I didn't want to I didn't want to cover up all of the background. You know, sometimes I'm like, whatever, I'll cover it up. I don't care. This time I didn't want to. I'm using a frame on my photo instead of a photo mat. And then I just pop down the frame over top of the photo to kind of get in as much as I can see. And then I trim off the photo as well. So this is actually a picture of Christopher working on his motorcycle when he first got it back in 2022. It's funny because I was like, those are not the mirrors he has anymore. I'm like, that's different and that's different. So anyway, I wanted to just kind of go ahead and document this. I have another photo of him that I scrapbooked, and I'm pretty sure there is a, oh goodness, sorry guys. I'm pretty sure there is a process video for that too. So I am just putting things down that I have, you know, an idea about. I'm like, okay, this is working. This is working. I'm going to use these tags. My plan was that I thought that those things were rub-ons, and I was going to rub on the gears and the tools and things like that onto the tags so that they looked really cool. These weren't rub-ons, and maybe I'm just a dunderhead, but I really couldn't get this is when I realized, oh, these aren't the rub-ons, Sandy. These are the laser cuts. And I'm like, that's cool. These will work too. I'm like, ooh, I like all of these. These are really awesome. And then I'm looking at this, I'm like, why are there so many cacti? Like, what? I'm like, did they mess this up? Was this a different, was that meant for a different collection? But like I said, I don't have the papers, so maybe there are cacti all over the papers for this stuff. I thought I got the papers though, man. Anyway, I gotta figure that out. So I'm going to pop up my photo on some fun foam here. Going to put a copious amount of adhesive down. But I am not going to really press it down onto the page yet until I get some things tucked underneath of it. And I am using this wood veneer gear thing, and I decided to use it on the wrong edge because it was cut with a laser, and it did leave, you know, you cut things with a laser, you guys, you're going to get laser marks in it. And I like the laser marks that it left in this on that side. I think it adds interest and texture to it. So that is the reason why I flipped it over like this. I'm going to tuck it just underneath of the photo. but I felt like it needed a base, right? Like I felt like it kind of got lost on the background. So I'm going to use this big old tickety die cutting receipt looking thing here. And then I'm going to layer up that fussy cut. I love my sexy husband die cut thing that I did. And I'm like, okay, I am not covering up too much of the background. I specifically didn't really want to bring in pattern paper on here, which is the reason why I use the frame. But I thought, you know what, this kind of receipt thing is just, it's a big old die cut, so we're going to go with it. This banner now with the motorcycle that I tucked underneath of it doesn't last there. It doesn't even last on the page. I try to bring it in, but it just doesn't make it. I also don't use that original motorcycle card that I had cut out to use as well. The vision changed that quick, you guys. This is where I'm like, okay, I'm going to take these things and put them over top of my my metallic tags that have been in my stash for years and years and years. And then I was like, oh, this is not a rub-on, this is a washi. And I grab a pokey tool because I'm like, well, maybe it's sticky, right? Like maybe this plasticky background is something that I need to peel off and it will lay over top of the metallic tag that way. So I either couldn't get it off or it's not supposed to come off. Could be either one, guys. It could go either way. Who knows? But I do cut one out and I decided, no, I am not going to use that in this way. I'm going to use this as a sheet in the future. For any kind of mechanical thing I need to scrapbook about, right? Like I'm like, no, I'm not fussy cutting these things out. They're tiny and I just don't have it in me. You know what I mean? I don't mind certain fussy cutting, but that stuff, no, that's a big old no. No is a complete sentence and I have said it like 6 times, so no. Now I am just going to put some decoration on. I decided to go with a different color gas pump here because the other one blended in too much onto the frame. And I was like, I need something that's got a little bit of a contrast so you can really see it. Then I decided that this little banner piece that I wanted to put on that's got some coppery metallic color in it was just too big. So I'm going to trim that down and decorate there. And I'm happy how that is looking. And then I am going to put a title on this page. The reason why I'm putting a title on this page is because I thought I came up with a clever title, right? Like I was like, pleased with myself. And the title is going to say Moto Photo, like motorcycle. So I just thought that the play on the word motorcycle was kind of funny and adorable. And I was pleased with myself, so it went on it. Now, did I really need to put a title on this one? No, I did not, because it's going right next to the layout where he's working on the motorcycle. Right, like they're together. They don't coordinate, but they're together right next to each other in the album. But I really liked that idea, so I went with it. Now, I also used my antique linen distress ink, which, fun fact, that distress ink right there, that ink pad, the antique linen one, was the very first distress ink pad I ever bought. And I was like, this is my one and done. This is great. I will ink all of the edges in brown. It doesn't matter. I love it. And there we go. And then I was like, oh, I need more colors. So I don't know. I think I have like 7 or 8 distress ink pads, but I have quite a few distress oxide ink pads. But anyway, I use that to kind of dull that bright white on the photo word. Because, everything else is a little bit dingy and grungy and, it feels like mechanic-y. So there we are. I'm going to use a combination of the laser cut punch outs as gears and also these wooden gears to kind of decorate around the page. And I am not really following any kind of design rule here. I'm kind of just putting stuff down where I like it and where I think it looks good. I'm not thinking, okay, I need to have 3 clusters because I guess kind of I have 4 right now. And I'm not thinking, I need to create a visual triangle. I'm not thinking about any of those kind of things. I am thinking about where can I put product on this page where it feels like the layout is balanced and nothing's going to fall, right? Don't want anything to feel like it's going to fall off the page or tilt over or anything like that. And I also want to make sure that I'm not covering up much more of the background, right? I'm at a point where I love the background, I love the layout, I love the man in the photo. Like, it's just great, right? Everything's coming up love right now. So I go to the stash, find some tiny little letter stickers, and when I grabbed them for the size. They were super tiny. And then I was like, oh, they are bright white, and that kind of is too much of a woo in your face while I am scrapbooking this layout. So I use that distressed ink pad again, and it works great. And then I tuck the last O a little bit under the H. And I'm like, yeah, Sandy, you are cooking with gas, girl. You are loving life. You're loving your layout. You're loving the man in the photo. It is so much goodness right now. You came up with a clever title. I'm like, you're so witty. Yeah. And I think it's totally fine to pat yourself on your back about your layout. If you love something about it, shoot. Now I grab my silver and white metallic twine. I will tell you guys, I thought about inking the twine so that it wouldn't be white. But then I was like, no, because it's just gonna probably look dirty next to that metallic silver. So the bows that I'm tying to go over top of the copper tags are white. And I don't think that they scream in your face like those white letters would have. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, bam, here's the bright white looking at you. It doesn't feel that way to me. And then I've also got these bling things. Some of them lose their sticky real quick, and I've got to add some Nouveau Deluxe adhesive to get them to stick. They are like a faceted bling. I picked these up months ago at Joann's. It was like they had cleaned out the depths of their back room, and they had all this really older product in a bin, and everything was $1. So I pawed through that bin, and I got myself some stuff, and there is a haul video on that. But those were one of the things that I picked up. I really like them because they are a nice coppery color. So anyway, you guys, that is going to do it for this layout. I had fun with this one. I am super happy with it. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys again real soon for another video.